Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, state and local leaders have said that for many, the safest place is at home. But what about those whose homes are not safe? KSBY News reporter Alex Gonzalez is live in San Luis Obispo. There's been an increase in domestic violence-related calls this month. Alex?
Well, Richard, organizations in San Luis Obispo County and Santa Barbara County say that with added stresses and pressures burdening households, they are expecting those numbers of domestic violence calls to keep coming in. Local and state leaders have told everyone to stay home during the COVID-19 outbreak to further prevent the spread of the virus. And for some in our communities, that could now mean more time in the very place where they're subject to domestic violence.
Isolation, which is sort of a big tool of the abuser, is also now what's recommended for public health reasons. And so people are feeling stuck and scared, and this is just taking a bad situation and making it worse and potentially making it more dangerous.
According to San Luis Obispo County officials, law enforcement agencies are receiving more calls in regards to domestic violence disputes as survivors are now forced to shelter where their abuse takes place.
I know this is a stressful time for everybody, and I understand that we are receiving an increase in domestic violence calls for this month compared to the previous March.
Jan Campbell of Domestic Violence Solutions for Santa Barbara County says they continue to receive a steady number of calls, but that unfortunately the current pandemic has created favorable conditions for an abuser.
The financial situation of people plays a huge role. Panic and fear, create anxiety, which feeds into domestic violence as well. We've been pretty steady on our calls.
According to RAMBO, a rise in domestic violence has also been seen across the globe as a result of the pandemic and is something they are preparing for on the Central Coast.
It's definitely something that we expect to see because I think it's happened every other place so far that the pandemic has hit.
Still, there are those ready to help.
People think, how am I going to ever do this? But it's kind of like, running a marathon. It's like you do it one step at a time, and we have support along the way.
Now, if you or someone you know is struggling with domestic violence, resources are still available and organizations are still operating and ready to help. Live in San Luis Obispo, I'm Alex Gonzalez, KSBY News.
All right, Alex, thank you. For more information and resources for domestic violence victims, you can head to ksby.com.